Hello and welcome back to Churn Lane. In today's video we're going to take a look at forming the outbound train. So hopefully you've had a chance to look at some of the other videos on my channel and got an understanding of how the layout is going to work. What we have here in front of us are the 9 wagon cards. All we're going to do is select 5 randomly to form the outbound train. So here we have our 5 wagon cards selected. Milk tankers always come in as loaded, so these will go back out as empties. All other wagons we're required to load out. So we'll move these to loading positions just so that we can remember as we're shunting around which ones we need to actually load out. And then we'll change this to loaded once we've visited the creamery siding. With this we can now begin our shunting operations. So we can move any of these wagons in whatever order we need as long as we form the rake in the correct order. We're going to begin then by taking the United tanker out of the bay. We do need that soon, so we'll go pick this up just now. The train is in at the platform, so we're just going to change the signal. So to uncouple, we just take out the slack. You can see the hook's just moved down there. We pull away, the magnet is now pulled on the hook, and this remains free, so we push away from the magnet, and that allows us for remote uncoupling. So I now have wagon 1. What I'm going to try and do now is I need to get the plank wagon from the buffers and try and get that into the creamery siding. So I'm going to do a bit of shunting around here just to try and free that one up. So I now have my 2 wagons that have visited the creamery siding. So these are both now loaded. I just need to make some space so I can get them into the rake, and then that will just leave me this wagon here, which still needs to visit the siding. So in order to get the trucks into the 5-car siding, I'm going to have to move the van and the cattle wagon out of the way back to this siding here. So we're just going to do that now. So that I can get the most out of this siding, I'm going to separate the 2 wagons. This allows me to go buffer to buffer. So I'm going to move the United tanker out of the 5-car siding, and then I'll bring the other wagons in and we'll be able to form the train. We now have a fast freight train coming through, so we're just going to change the signal. We now have our first 3 wagons. I now need to sort the other 2, so I have one loaded in the creamery siding, and I need to get the other one out of the 2nd siding to take to the creamery. So here I'm just removing the plank wagon out of the way. I'll shunt that into position. That just gives a little bit of time then for the final van to load. Okay, so the final van is now being loaded, so we can change this over. Okay, so here we have it. This is the rake that we had before. This is the rake that we've now got. We're now ready for departure. So now we're going to go through the departure cycle. Okay, so we need to go through the departure sequence. So we will call the signal box. Signal will then open the gate, so you'll hear the latches. We'll open the gate using the servo switch. We'll then change the signal. We'll give the sound effect first and then press the signal button. So let's see what that looks like. Okay, we're now ready for departure. The outbound train is now complete. What we will now do is we can change over the engine and then come in with the next sequence to form the inbound train, and that video will follow shortly. Hope you've enjoyed watching this one. Cheers.